Hello, my dear children. I hope you're keeping well with Mama and Papa at home. Welcome to Ipsaa's story session with Saloni ma'am. I hope you're not going outside and keeping safe at home. Are you washing your hands in regular intervals? I hope you're maintaining safe distance. Don't go near to people. You know, today's story is about a very famous person, a very legendary writer of Indian history. He is Vishnu Sharma. Yes, he wrote the Panchtantra stories that we love to hear. What is his name? Vishnu Sharma. So, let's begin with the story. Once there was a very legendary king named Sudarshan. He was a very powerful and very intelligent king. He lived in a kingdom named Mahilarope. What? Mahilarope. Isn't it difficult to say? Would you repeat with me? Mahilarope. Mahilarope. He had a very big kingdom and it was a very prosperous kingdom. The king had 3 sons. He had 3 sons. How many? 1, 2, 3 sons. And what were their names? Their names were Bahushakti, Ugrashakti and Shakti. Their names were Bahushakti, Ugrashakti and Shakti. The sons of the king were very notorious and very lazy. The king was always worried. How will I teach them and make them learn everything? How will they know different things? How will they study? How will they learn to ride a horse or to do other very important things that they need to learn to run the kingdom? Whenever the king used to send them to school to learn, they used to run away and nobody could say them anything because they were the king's son. The king was very unhappy and very worried. One day, the king sent his sons to learn horse riding. And they teased the horse so much that whenever all of them went near the horses would run away very far and won't return even. So, the king was very worried and then he called his officers to give him some suggestions. How could he make his sons learn things? So, all the officers gave very conflicting suggestions. They all gave very different suggestions, but one of the officers named Sumati gave king a very nice suggestion that king was very impressed. He suggested that there was a wise man named, can you guess the name? The wise man was Vishnu Sharma. He said he can teach your son everything. So you may try calling him to the kingdom, invite him to the kingdom and ask him if he can help you. So the king called Vishnu Sharma in his court. The next day, Vishnu Sharma came to the king's court and king offered him hundreds of lands if he could teach his son, all 3 sons, and make them very wise and make them do things that are important for their life. So the king offered Vishnu Sharma lots of prizes if he could do the task. Vishnu Sharma said, I would never take any prize for teaching. I accept the challenge and I'll make your son learn everything, but I don't want anything in return. So, from the next day, his sons went to Vishnu Sharma. Now, Vishnu Sharma knew that these three children would never learn anything in the way everybody has been learning. He has to bring up some new things. So, Vishnu Sharma thought of an idea. He thought he'll teach them important lessons of life, politics, and everything that is needed to survive in a kingdom, and as princesses and kings, he will teach them through small stories. And the characters that he took in were normal villagers and animals. Yes, and the stories were very small, very interesting, but very, very deep meanings and lessons for life. Yes, each Panchtantra stories that we hear teach us a very important lesson for life. So, from that day onwards, Vishnu Sharma taught all the three princesses about the stories and taught them all the lessons using stories, and all the three princes learnt all the lessons quite well. And from that day onwards, the Panchatantra stories are till date very famous and we hear them till now. I hope you now know how we got the Panchatantra stories. I hope you enjoyed the story session. Take care. Bye bye.